Hello, this is Griffin with GTG Automation. With the price of oil falling, it is more critical now than ever to have good quality automation. GTG has been putting automation in the field since February of 2007. We won't be your low bid, but we will be your long-term, low-cost provider. In today's economy, the manpower is what costs you, not your piece of equipment in the field. You have to put quality equipment in the field. If you put cheap equipment in the field, then you're always having to call out a technician to fix the equipment. Whereas if you put good quality equipment in the field, the technician doesn't have to come back to replace it, therefore saving you long-term money. GTG is a one-stop automation shop. What I mean by that is we build the racks in our welding shop to put our panels on that we also provide. We lay the conduit in the ground, we pull the wire, we terminate the end devices after we install them, and then we program the PLC. So if there's something wrong with one of our installations, it's going to be one call. You call GTG to come fix it. In other types of installations, you have one person putting one piece of equipment in, another company putting another piece of the equipment in, and when something goes wrong, you call company A and they say it's company B, and you call company B and they say it's company A, and you can't get them both on location at the same time to find out who's truly at fault. With GTG One-Stop Automation, we put in the whole system to where we can make sure the integrity of the whole system is the quality that we want it to be. The equipment that GTG puts in the field is equipment that we put in the field for many of years, so we know the reliability of the equipment. Any equipment that we install, we also stock at our office for those early morning failures. Some of the equipment being put out in the field today doesn't meet our standard, such as some of the PLCs won't go below freezing. Well, when the temperatures out in West Texas go below freezing, we know that things start to happen. Pipes start to freeze up. That is the most critical time that your automation system would work. Why would you want to buy a cheap piece of equipment that wouldn't work during those times? With GTG, you won't have to worry about that problem. Recently, with the boom of the oil patch, there have been a lot of automation companies coming to the picture. They come in, they sell you a bill of goods, but they don't have the right personnel to put the equipment in right to where the automation will work. I go behind a lot of these companies, and when I visit with the company men, they just say that automation doesn't work. Well, it's not the automation that doesn't work, it was the installation that didn't work, or the PLC didn't get programmed right. Automation, if it's done right and installed right, will be the best tool in your toolbox. I've been doing automation since the 80s, and it's just gotten better and better and more reliable. Automation doesn't take vacations, it doesn't call in sick, it's always out there reporting what's going on in the oil patch. We also have surveillance, so you can actually watch what's going on out there. We know that you have a choice when you choose your automation companies. I would just like to give you a word of advice, and that advice is to get references. And when I say a reference, you need to have a reference that's been 3 years. An automation company will come in and it'll take them 6 months to get the first facility on, and then they work on that facility for over a year or two trying to get it perfected and get it working. And it's usually about 3 years down the road before a company decides that the people that put the automation company in really didn't know what they were doing. By that time they spent a couple of $100,000, and they call us and we come in and tell them that the equipment that they put in is just not good equipment, and they're really not wanting to spend the money again for us to put in the equipment that we know lasts a long time. We have references. Some of the companies that I went to work for in 07 we're still working for, so we can give you names and numbers of people to call, and I encourage you to call them and ask them what kind of service we give them. Here at GTG, we're constantly hiring folks. We have programmers, we have electricians, we have helpers. So we're always trying to give a man out of high school or a woman the opportunity to hire on and make a career path out of GTG Automation. I tell young kids today that if they're not going to go to college and get a degree, they need to get a license. Any kind of trade is awesome in America. You'll like doing business with GTG Automation because we're a family-owned and operated business. My employees are a name, not a number. When you visit with my employees, they'll tell you how much they enjoy working for GTG. When you call 432-523-4842, anytime, 24/7, you're going to get a human on the phone. You're not going to get an answering service or an answering machine. So you'll leave a message with a human who will get a hold of one of us 24/7 to come out and fix your job immediately. As I've stated before, we keep all the product that we put in field in stock so we can drive to the yard and come out, and when you have that 200 barrel a day well down at 2 o'clock in the morning, we can get you back running. We understand the oil patch. I started out with a company called Amoco Productions, spent 23 years there, so I know how critical it is to get the oil wells back running and the oil back in the tank. We are locally owned and operated, and we work in the state of Texas and eastern New Mexico. If you give us a call, you won't wait 6 weeks. We keep panels built, ready to go. That's another thing about a lot of automation companies is when they sell you a panel, they don't look into the future. I had a good friend of mine once told me that he put in a little bit of automation, and it was like giving the guy a piece of the pie, and once he's got a piece of the pie, he wanted the whole cupboard. So when GTG designs an automation system, they design it with room to grow. We have seen places where people put in 3 different size panels within a 6-month period, charging you for each panel. GTG isn't like that. When we put in an enclosure with a PLC panel in it, it will have lots of room for expansion. So when you call us up and ask us to add another input or another transmitter, we'll just go out there and run the conduit, pull the wire, and plug it in. It won't be adding a bunch to the box or changing out the box to a bigger PLC. We have quick response times to your call. If you call today, we'll see you tomorrow. This is Greg Griffin. Give us a call, GTG Automation, 523-4842 or 523-GTGA, your one-stop automation shop. Give us a call. I'll come visit with you, see what your needs are, give you an estimate, and we can go from there. Look forward to hearing from you, and God bless.